Hey, Internet. Welcome back to Same-ish Different Day, the podcast where we continue the march into madness. I'm Raza Malik, and I'm joined with my Amazeballs co-host, Bailey Nargang. Also featuring the lovely Wine Mom, the arbiter of everything TikTok and YouTube.
Hey, it's Wine Mom.
Bailey here. Gotta drop that reminder that you can find this show on any streaming service you use. Remember to leave a sassy review, and you want to bash us or our opinions generally? Well, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and maybe some other places in the future.
I join these guys weekly to keep their egos in check as we break down complex social issues and talk about why your kids shouldn't be watching family vloggers.
We talk about real-ish on a real level. Ain't got time for the Twitters? Don't worry, we have collectively wasted our existence combing the internet for you.
Also, before these two get carried away, don't be shy. Join our Discord for the inside scoop. You can also support us on Patreon, where you can work your way up our very own class system. And don't worry, it's pay to win.
So welcome back to another episode of Same Shit, Different Day, where we try not to rip each other's heads off.
Let's get it.
What's up, internets? Welcome to Same-ish Different Day, the podcast with a name that we can't say anymore.
Poo-poo.
I'm here with my intelligent business partner, Raza Malik. Say hi, Raza.
Hi, this is the Disney Channel.
And Wine Mom, as you met in the intro. We're reintroducing it because if you watch the video version, we're in person. And now this is a first, and if you hear some awkwardness, it's definitely on Raza's behalf. And you can check the video version to clarify that. Now, to start off the discussion, Raza decided to make this one an intense one for us, okay?
Just throw me on the bus.
Big roller coaster of emotions, okay?
Oh, God.
So, Raza.
Yes.
2021 was either a big year or a shitty year, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Was 2021, do you feel it came off on a high for you?
For me, it was a mix of, good and bad. I met Wine Mom, so that's a good thing.
There you go.
We got more serious with this.
Yeah.
More serious with this. I know this. I discovered things about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Both intimately and non-intimately. And like just because
I'm learning. I'm sorry, I'm learning, okay?
Because like this pandemic has really made me look inwards. It's making me think more. And I hate being inside my head, so that's the down part.
Yeah.
But the up part is experiencing a whole bunch of new things.
Yeah.
Both again intimately and not intimately, and you guys can pick whatever I throw down on that. So Bailey or whoever wants to.
Go ahead, Bailey.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, go ahead.
As with every pandemic year, as we've now been in 2 of them, it has been a tumultuous one, like roller coasters of like responsibilities, and like I had to move out on a whim, and like drama in my life. Like trying to look back on the year, it was an eclectic time, like both at home and in terms of my personal growth. But if I want to be cute, just like Raza, I would personally say that I definitely grew emotionally, like in terms of my emotional maturity. I learned how to discuss that shit.
Better late than never, right?
Yeah. So I think 2021 was like tumultuous, but I came out of it with like some emotional growth. I know how to talk about my feelings a little bit better after all this bullshit.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, I know.
I still have yet to see it, but
Give a poor guy a break. He tries.
Anyways, what about you?
Yeah, so it's been a 2-year-long pandemic, and it's a lot. I would say, like, when you think about, like, highs versus low, right? There's always that time when you got to look back and go, okay, did I have more lows than highs? Am I going to sulk about the time that I went through, or am I going to look at the growth that happened? And it's like, listening to you guys talk, I was just thinking, like, I hated this pandemic time for me.
I don't think you're alone in that. Yeah.
Because it has, like, forced me to unearth and deal with so much crap that I've just been, like, ignoring all this time. But I will say, there's so much that I've learned, as you guys were saying, like, because I have to be realistic and say there is so much that I've like learned and changed and developed in my life, and specifically I've become a lot more confident in like telling people the truth.
Right.
Because I've always been the kind of person that's like, I can't hurt anyone's feelings. I have to be so nice.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like,
fuck it.
Your feelings are just as valid as my feelings. So I'm going to hurt your
I read that
feelings.
wrong completely.
No, you're right though, because it is like, fuck your feelings.
Yeah.
Because I've spent so much time trying to be gentle with everybody else, and now I'm like, oh, your feelings matter, but guess who else's feelings matter? Mine.
So in summary, the only person who actually had real change.
Yeah.
It's the wine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we just sat there and said we're better now, and that's it.
No, but I mean, it's the truth. You're right. Right? Because I think a lot of people either, because there's this societal pressure, right? Either you've completely grown as a person and you're like fit and you're healthy and you took a course and you cook now and all these other things that they can say you've done, right? Or there is the possibility of like actual growth where like maybe you didn't grow a whole bunch or change a big significant amount, but like you've learned things about yourself.
Yeah, like it definitely put, like as I said before, it definitely made you think more. It definitely made you like look at your, like, one thing I hate looking at is my future, and it forced me to say, "Hey, Raza, big boy steps," and I was like, "I know, God, I get it, I gotta do shit."
You know,
I'm lazy.
That's the big thing for me is like quitting the job at the salon. That was something I never ever thought I was going to do, but thanks to the pandemic and like being able to actually be outside of that environment and then be able to look at how I was actually being treated and like what I was actually going through working there, I was able to be like, oh yeah, no, I'm not going back here, because I had that time off away from it. I was like, yeah, there's no way. Like, I have to change things. And it takes time, right? And, like, having that time, like, encouraged me to, as you guys know, like, go to therapy, work on my personal health, stuff like that. So, as much as I want to look back and be like, it sucked because I've been isolated, I couldn't do anything I wanted to do or go anywhere, or I've been stuck at home or whatever, the reality is I actually did have some positives come out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has this whole thing sort of like made you look at the world kind of differently? Like, have you like just been like, now I'm more pissed off at it or not?
I'm a lot more cynical from both like a personal and communications perspective, because like I already knew how crappy the internet was and how divided we all really were. But my God, like this past year, it's just become like so obvious, like how not in agreement everyone is and how easily divided we can become just off of like your grandmother reading too many memes on Facebook, which is terrifying because it's only going to get more inundated. Like the media is only going to get fed closer to home and more filtered to your taste. So it's only going to get worse. Yeah. And that's what scares me. So that's, I'm a little bit more cynical of people's ability to decipher information.
Because that's becoming a more mainstream thing too. Because like memes are fucking accessible by literally everybody.
And if you just believe a meme, if you just believe, even if it's on Instagram, modernize it, or TikTok, someone shares a heartwarming story of like a cop interacting well with a person of color. Yeah. But did anyone verify this story? Did they check to see if the person telling the story is even a real person?
Yeah.
Like, they just kind of go, oh, I don't know, things are okay. It's like, wait, but someone just literal propaganda.
Well,
like,
right. But I think there's also this whole, because this is the thing, when the world was moving, right, people were forced to see each other by going to work, going to the grocery store, like, shopping in the mall. You were forced to kind of be around people more. And I think everyone's world went from this big world of, like, half outside, half online, to this very small online world. And that's where everything's just really gotten fucked up. And I think for me, I went, so like, I was never a big like Instagram or Facebook user. And I actually stopped using my Facebook almost completely for years.
Yeah, same.
And then through the pandemic, I was like, let me open this app, this archaic app. Like, why do I even have it on my phone? Yeah. And so I just decided, like, because there's all these pressures from people online to, like, be, like, window shopping other people's lives, basically. Like, oh, let's see what this person's doing and that person's doing and watch this person and judge this person. Yeah. And I looked at it and I was like, the second I had, like, a bad thought about another person, I was like, I'm just going to remove them. Because, like, why do I even... I don't like you. Yeah. I don't find you interesting. Yeah. You don't like me. You don't find me interesting. Why are we following each other on Instagram? forget it.
I'll pitch before you go off about just cutting people out of life.
Oh no, yeah. I gotta stop. That's the thing. I've been
No,
looking
you
at it.
gotta do it, bro.
I know. I have had I do it.
Do it.
I just snap
Do
people
it.
off. Like I
Fuck
do,
it.
and I'm afraid though. No, 'cause that's a good and
It's only
you
good.
go first because I'm gonna go on a rant.
Mine is I was just gonna say I concur. I went on a big unfollow spree. Like I because the same. It's like we don't have similar interests. I just kind of met you adjacently and fuck this obligatory follow.
Yeah,
It's true.
Honestly, yeah.
It's like I started looking at people who were liking my posts and looking at my posts, and I was like, why? Like,
They
goodbye. Like, I don't.
But they care.
No, they don't.
Like, see, yeah, okay, okay. I get me being the person who like snip, like
Yeah.
fucking no tomorrow. But like, yeah, like when you do that, it kind of sucks because now you're just like closing yourself off.
No.
And-
Wrong. Go ahead, tell your story.
no, because like from experience, because like you slowly become insane. I was becoming insane because I had no one to talk to. I had nobody to fucking communicate things with, and I was losing my mind. My parents didn't even. I couldn't be like, "Hey, mom, such and such happening." It was like, how do I deal with
Right.
this?
Yeah.
Right. So like, I had to like actually have a thinking moment, be like sucking my.
Talking to the mic,
I
fam.
thought he was
I was trying to be subtle.
I had this moment where it's like I was like I need to maintain friendships. Like
Yeah.
I was even looking at my current friends at the time. I was like I barely talk to anybody,
Yeah.
which is like I'm humble enough to say it. I barely get any texts because I do a lot of like I talk to like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
On the Instagram, but I realized like I should maintain some friendship. I don't need to go on a cutting off.
I have
spree.
opinions about that.
Go in.
Go on.
Okay. You're right.
Yeah.
You do need to maintain friendships, right? I'm not saying you have to get to the point where you cut everybody off.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like at this point in your life, you have to look at the friendships you have.
Yeah.
And you have to think about the friendships you have. And don't think of it as, oh, are they only serving me? You have to look at it as like, is this a growth opportunity for both of us?
It's an investment.
Because there was a time with some of my girlfriends where I was like, am I friends with you because we're friends? Or am I friends with you because I've known you since we were in grade 7?
Yeah.
Is that why we're friends?
Yeah.
You know? And then I also think like it depends on the quality of the friendship you have. Right? Because I'm a big believer on like having an open, honest conversation. And I know I can say whatever the fuck I want to Bailey, and he's going to be like, okay, let's talk about it. And he'll understand me. And I can do that with quite a few, pretty much the people who are my friends that I talk to on a regular basis. We can call each other out of our names, and it's fine because we're growing and we're learning and we're communicating and we're understanding each other. That's a friendship. Somebody on your fucking Instagram going, ooh, like, oh, you're so pretty. Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Bye.
it's those mundane ones. So those like ones that are so far out of your circle. Those are the ones. Yeah, I find, but you that's gonna cross a gray area because then you'll start to get closer to your orbit, and you'll be like, wait a second.
Yeah.
So to combo the topics,
We're fucking.
What's been blaspheming
Yeah.
my mind though in this year of 2021, right? And we're cutting people off that like we're adjacent to, and maybe not necessarily all because of their beliefs, but like because like they're not fulfilling as friends, you know?
Yeah.
What do they think? What are they sitting there
That's-
thinking? They're like, what? People are leaving their life. People are getting like upset with them. Like, yo, you're a little selfish, bro. And are they getting more bitter? Like, what? That feeling would be very confusing.
Yeah.
I'm starting to. I actually do think about it. Like I think about the people that I have cut off. But like, what do they think of me now? If they're looking at what I've done, like I use this whole thing as like a how can I describe it?
A reference point?
Well, not really like a game,
Right.
like an actual game, and they like my real friends like Bailey. You shout out to Walker. He's on the chat. I'm just shouting him out.
Shout out Walker.
Shout out Walker. But everybody, all of those people, and so many more that are in my in my social circle that are in the game with
Yeah.
me, and then everybody else is just on the sidelines
Yeah.
watching. That's what I kind of think of those people now when I've cut them off. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
they're just the audience now.
See, it's funny you say that because one of my really good girlfriends, we have one of the best friendships I have in my life is with her, because there is nothing off the table for us. We talk about everything, and we've been very mean and very nice to each other. But she said something to me once that I feel is so important. She was trying to explain, because we had gotten into an argument, and with my anxiety, when I get into a big argument with someone, I'm like, okay, the friendship's ending. That's how I work, because I'm like, I'm not used to people being able to communicate with me, because when I try to do that, the friendship ends up ending, because nobody wants to have a real conversation, right? But so we were talking about it, and she just said to me, she was like, look, in my life, I have a small world and I have a big world. And in my small world is you, my boyfriend, my family, and maybe a couple other friends. That's my small focus world. I'm taking care of that world. Everything outside of it is the big world. That's not my problem, not my control. It is what it is. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, bro. I have my small world, and I know who's in my small world, and those are the relationships that I care and I nurture and we work on. And then that big world, like, if you want to come and hang out with me, want to have a good time, whatever, we can go out and grab a drink or have food. That's fine. But like, at the end of the day, I'm not chasing you around. You know where to find me if you need me, if you want me. But I also am not closed off to the opportunity of improving relationships in the big world. If somebody wants to get closer with me and wants to actually do that, I give them a chance. Right? But at the same time, I'm focused on my small world. And unless you're coming into that.
That's basically like how that's what I should be doing, by the way. That's what I should have.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh, you're part of my small social group. You're gone. It's Survivor now.
But I think it's also important, because this is the thing, is like, with cancel culture and the cutoff culture and this hustle culture and this I'm me and only me and I'm on
my grind set.
Right. Like, oh, I'm working, 60 hours a week hustling, making money.
Capitalism,
right. It's like, first of all, okay, loser, like, are you having a good life? You're working all the time. Like, what are you enjoying? You're
Tell
too
Gary
young for
V
that.
I said hi.
It's just like,
that's a good one.
it's just like, hey, I get it, but it's not the flex you think it is.
I know. I
had to learn that shit the hard way, though. I gotta admit, as the person who works too hard, it took me. I mean, you know me a while. It was a while that I was always bitching. I don't get why people ain't doing enough. Blah blah blah. Make something of yourself, and then it was like, that's just as rude and dickish as the person saying you don't work hard enough to.
Right.
Like, I'm just basically saying the same bullshit to someone.
Like, I'm more stressed out because I'm working harder. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, why does it have to be that competition?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because that's unhealthy. And if that's how you vibe and that's how you want to live, like, by all means, do you. But also be realistic that it's unhealthy, and stop pointing fingers at each other, and like, just chill, bro.
It is a competition at the end of the day. You hit it on the head, because like, we want to be better than. And I used to think like, because I was so I'm big, like, in high school I was always competing with my friends. I would be like, I need to get the new thing, and I need to be better than them, and realize, wait, I am stressing out too much trying to keep up. And then like, it took me to college to like, slow the F down.
Yeah.
Slow, like, calm down, like, you don't need to do this, and then people will gravitate towards you to the energy you put out will come back to you. That's the one thing I
exactly.
that's what I try to do.
Well, it's like, to tie it back into the conversation of like, people, right? Like, when it comes to cutting people off, like, on social media and stuff like that, it's like, we're too focused on what everything looks like, what everybody thinks, what everybody is, guessing about your life. That's like, I find that there's so many people that are living lives that are nothing like what they post online.
Yeah.
And I have friends that what they post online, I know it's their lives, that they're being genuine. And I feel like I'm just not interested in that, like, disingenuous crap anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
it does, like, Instagram, and this is a obvious point, but like, social media sort of embellishes our lives, so we can just post whatever good stuff is going on, but then behind the scenes, who knows what's going on.
Well, and it's like, I always like, there's so many of my friends that are like, oh, we don't have any pictures together, and I'm just like,
so
okay.
For me, that's usually a good thing. That means
but it's
good.
like
We're busy and having fun and shit.
well, I mean, I get it. People want the sentiment of a photo, right?
Yeah.
But it's like for me, it's like if you want a photo with me, I'll give you a photo with me, but don't put it on Instagram. Like that's not something I'm into.
Yeah.
I barely like I post selfies, but like barely. It's just like because whatever, and it's only if I put like a picture, then I'll do that, right? But like I was saying about one of my very close best friends, we have one picture together. One picture in all the time that we've been friends. We have one picture. And it was because we just happened to be in the Uber and she was just trying to be funny. That's it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like we don't care about that.
Yeah.
Like we've never said to each other, "Oh, we don't have any pictures together," because it literally doesn't fucking matter.
And stuff like that, like, should come naturally. It should be like
Yeah.
organically. Like if you're gonna experience and cherish that moment, you're gonna experience and cherish that moment when it happens.
Right.
You're gonna be like, oh, we don't have a picture. We should, just, for the sake of maintaining
Keeping
your,
up appearances for everybody online so that people know we're still friends.
Exactly. Yeah, because people need to know that
Yeah.
me and you are still going strong.
So did you have any moments like that?
This year?
Yeah.
Not really. Well,
Like with any of your friends?
Yeah.
no, because I didn't because I didn't go out much. I just did things.
Yeah.
Well, like,
But like socially though, Raza, like have you during this pandemic, is there somebody who was in your close circle that you ended up cutting off?
I'm trying to think. No, it's like not this year. Last year though.
Okay, well I'll be honest.
2020. That was the massacre year. Yeah.
So I'll say there was one friendship in my life that has always been a very important and a long-term friendship for me. Like
Yeah.
I've been friends with them since high school. Yeah. And I seriously gave it some hard thought. I was like, am I friends with this person because we're friends genuinely, or am I friends with this person because of the longevity of the friendship, because of what we suffered together as friends, and like because at one point in time we were inseparable. We were attached at the hip, like glued together.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this friendship? And I was talking about it with my one girlfriend. I was like, look, like I love her and she's a great friend of mine, but I'm also at the point where it's like, are we friends because we're friends, or are we friends because it's been this long? And it wasn't until me and that friend finally had like a in-depth conversation about both of our adult lives, and we were both able to like reach a new point in our friendship where I was like, okay, I can keep this friendship, right? But I almost let it go because I was like, is it truly a friendship? Right? Because I think there's also this pressure when you grow up as a kid, right? Especially like from where me and Bailey grew up anyways, it was a very small town-ish. So all your friends
somewhat relate
right,
to that,
live around the corner. So
Yeah.
every day you get up, you go to this friend's house, that friend's house, you're texting, you're calling each other, you're on the phone all day together. And it's like, it was just about all keeping friends together all day, all the time, communication constant. And that was how you were friends.
Yeah.
But it's like now as an adult, and I was just talking about this with my friend at dinner the other night, I was like, I don't care if I don't hear from you for 3 weeks.
Right.
You're busy,
Yeah.
but you're still my friend and I still love you.
Yeah, that's how like I think a lot of adult friendships
Yes.
should be like.
Yeah.
But when you're young, it sort of is different.
I think that's, I don't know. I think it's just like mature friendships. Like that's
Yeah.
why when we're saying where we're from in communities, it's kind of like you and your homies, you and John, you guys just got pizza after school and shit. You guys just hang out and play some Halo. Like you were 16, you're just chilling. Like me and my homie is like, he's sleeping in my basement for a week because he got kicked out of his house. And then we're scrounging up $10 to go split a pizza because we don't have any fucking food for dinner. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like you end up like creating those longer bonds through having to mature your friendship.
So, through experiences,
Trauma.
Trauma.
Trauma bonding. Well, that's the thing is like I've been looking, because this is literally what I said to one of my friends. I was like, am I trauma bonded to this person? Because when I look back at our childhood and like our relationship together as kids, we had very similar lives as far as like our parents and stuff, and like the kind of things that we were into and the things that we went through. And I was like, is this a trauma bond or is this a genuine friendship? And then once I was able to kind of like think about it and talk about it away from that person and then with that person, I was like, okay, it's not just a trauma bond. I mean, there is some bonding over trauma, but I was able to see like, okay, these are the layers of the friendship that I was missing before. Because it's so easy just to be like, okay, it's not working, and write somebody off.
Yeah. Like, I think, like, my best friend from grade 3, like, I cut him off. I just cut him off over. It was like a weird time in my life in 2015, and I've never spoken to him since. But like, but at the same time, when I cut him off, and I sound like a bad person saying this, but it's kind of true. But like when I cut him out, everything that was attached to him also went away. So the other friends went away with him, but my life got substantially easier.
Right.
Things became. I was actually doing well in school. Other factors were helping me out there, but things were getting for the first, and then a couple of years after that, I was like, I feel bad for. Then I had this talk with myself. I was like, I can't go back. But now looking back, I'm just like, I'm kind of glad I did it because it's like cutting out extra weight or extra luggage I should say.
100%.
Like that isn't even mine, right? Like his parents, he had like a hard upbringing, I get it, and I was there.
Yeah.
He did the whole thing. He slept over at my house and stuff for the whole thing. I was there, but like how I looked at it, but like I know this wouldn't be reciprocated. That's the thing. That's that's how I'm looking at all of my current friendships. Like if I do this for you, I know you can't really return the favor, but
would you?
Would you?
That's the big thing is the would you with, because it's you're 100% correct, because I know the friends that I have, even if they couldn't do exactly what I needed, it's not that they wouldn't try their hardest. Because especially because, you know, not to sit here and be like, oh, I'm the nicest person ever, but like I literally will sacrifice physically as much as I can for my friends and family. Like I do sacrifice as much as I physically can. So if I don't have friendships in my life that would even try to do that for me, then no. Or it's the kind of friendship that I just don't invest in, which becomes a big world problem.
Exactly, yeah. And like it's just these one-sided friendships that always kind of like mess with my head. Because in like another friend of mine that I've like, well, I didn't cut her out. I just stopped. I didn't. Yeah. Like I'm still friends with her on all the social medias and stuff, but I don't talk to her anymore. Yeah. But if she messages me, I will be nice to her. Right.
Yeah,
I'll still talk to her back. But yeah. That's.
You're supposed to navigate. I'm supposed to be slick here, you know. I'm trying to produce. Come on.
People can see the
I
thing.
know it's cute. We'll take a photo after.
But it's like I was looking at that friendship, but like it's me who's going the whole 9 yards. It's me because I know for a fact I've come to you in the past, and I've to be the shoulder I could cry on, but you weren't. You weren't. So it's all these like I don't mean to be like, oh, it's all about like what's the word?
Give and take, I guess, or like what can you do for me?
Yeah, like what you can do for me. Like I don't look at that, but like I see like if I'm putting my whole worth into it, why can't you? That's
the big thing, right? If I'm giving and you're just taking, then it's not gonna work. Yeah, right.
That messed me up.
Well, so it's like with my one girlfriend, we had this funny talk about. She made this. So there was a period of time where I started working and I was really busy, and we just didn't have a lot of time to spend together. And so she had made a friend from her job. And she was hanging out with that friend more because she was still off with COVID and I was working. So our schedules weren't lining up. No problems, all good, right? And then she called me and she was like, oh, this girl, I'm spending this time with her. And like, we're not going to be friends anymore. And she's like telling me all the things that had happened. And she was like, and the weirdest thing is she kept calling me her best friend. She's not my best friend. I have a best friend. Yeah. And me and her both, like, because I've had people call me their best friend, and I'm just like, why am I your best friend?
Yeah.
What do you know about me? Right? And so me and her, we get very funny where we're like, we don't like people calling us their best friend. Because I don't call people my best friend. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I may call her my best friend because that's this like little joke between me and her. But it's like, even still, it's like, what is best friends? It's like, if there's different friends for different things and different reasons, and it's like, there's different severities of your friendship. But why does it have to be a best friend? It's like this weird... people having this like weird ownership over your friendship with them. Yeah. And I hate that.
I had that weird experience. Like the one of my bullies in high school met up with like I ran into him at the mall that I was with I think his girlfriend, And he was just saying, "Oh yeah, me and Raza were like," I was just like, "Bro, you made fun of my." I didn't want to say a word. I was like,
You bullied the fuck out of me.
You used to
though.
make fun of my stutter, bro. Come on,
Yeah.
you can't just lie to her face. And you made my life a living. And
Hell.
I was only friends with you because such and such was friends with you. I didn't like you personally.
Yeah.
And but he's just like, I felt so weird about that. And then I was like, are there other people out there that are saying, oh, and I'm scared when this gets big, those people are like, oh, I know him.
Yeah, they will.
I'm
Yeah.
so
That's how
it's
scared.
gonna go.
I'm so scared of that.
That's how it's gonna go, especially if you're from the town you're from.
Yeah.
As soon as it's smaller than the big city, it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna claim that. Oh, they went to the same high school as this guy,
Yeah.
or oh, I fucking used to take karate with them
Yeah.
in grade 2.
My current friends now have right to that claim.
Yeah.
They've absolutely. They'd be like,
Yeah.
They can be like, yeah, I'm his friend, and I'd be like, yeah, tell people that.
Yeah.
Because people will respect you more. Was your point?
I had a lot of weird friendships fizzle out though, because I've been straight about the same thing. That it's like, okay, here's my thing, here's what I'm putting on the table, but like it's just an open hand. I don't reach for you. I'm not making you take the shit. I'm putting the food on the plate. If you want to take it, it's there. But if you're gonna leave it, it'll spoil, and it fucking ain't on me.
Yeah.
So, like I've had a couple friends that it's like sad but weird, because it's like we were tight, but it's also they live in a different life and just drifted apart. Because I'm sitting here offering to do this, you could come to the studio, we do this, and
I think your way is a little bit more like a little safer because they can come back and there's no hard feelings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Bailey will like give you everything with no expectation. But if you don't take it, he's not going to be hurt about it. He's just
Yeah.
kind of like, whatever, I offered it to you, it's your choice. Like that's how I know Bailey to be. But I do feel like sometimes gives too much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well.
Stop being humble.
yeah,
Yeah, well. You know, I'm trying to...
2 years ago, I was being be more humble. Now I'm like, you're too humble.
too humble. Yeah.
I don't celebrate Christmas, so I'm trying to get those good Jesus tokens. I want to get let in the gates.
Come to
Let
my
me in the
side.
pearly gate.
You can be let.
Fuck them, just believe in Muhammad and
Yeah,
you'll be
Allah.
safe.
Yeah, it'll be safe. All you need, just don't eat pork and drink.
Oh God.
You've already had the premarital part. So.
God.
You just ate. You've just eaten those treats before.
Yeah, so.
You can't eat those treats.
Was there gelatin in them?
It's jujubes.
Why can't I have
I thought you can't eat gelatin.
Gelatin is.
It's jujubes.
Yeah, but gelatin is also made from
Pigs.
pigs. But then why are you having them?
Anyways, let's change topic. Bailey's being a weirdo.
I don't get it at all.
I like this. I
Oh
like
my
this.
gosh.
I like this.
It's too deep.
Like I can't. Like I pick and choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pick and choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bailey's just trying to be a jerk right now.
I get it.
I'm just trying to cause some shit. That's it.
Anyway.
And
I was
it-
so confused.
And it worked.
I was like,
And
why
it worked.
why did you have it?
Okay, so let's get back on topic then, since I just disturbed the
Just
piece.
derailed it over
Okay,
here.
so bringing it back.
That's a weird laugh
Since
too.
we-
By the way.
I know.
Stop.
Serial killer shit.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I deserve
I
that.
just stabbing you.
So I'm stuttering now. My turn. New Year's resolutions, my big man. I don't really think about New Year's resolutions like at all. So I didn't consider this
Like, why
one
so
bit
boring?
before you told me this.
Yeah, like what? Like just simple rezos that you guys want to. I'm gonna say it like that because it sounds cool.
Simple rezos.
It's a simple rezos.
Some
You guys are
rezos,
both
you got
looking
one.
at me.
Simple rezos.
I am the most anti-New Year person ever.
All right, so simple rezos.
My mom's is sleep more.
Okay, no, but seriously though, we've talked about this before.
That's
Because
melatonin.
I believe that the New Year is not your New Year. Your New Year is on your birthday.
Oh yes.
And I feel like there's too much pressure. Don't even start. There's too much pressure on this like New Year's time for people to like set all these big resolutions and accomplish them. And it's like, honestly, bro, just just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm gonna go to
focus
the-
on fucking resolutions.
I'm gonna become more like wild.
I
You be a
don't
wild
like
boy.
I'm a wild boy.
You're gonna be a wild boy.
I'm gonna go to bed at 11:30 now.
Honestly, in all seriousness, if you are thinking like resolutions, The only resolution that is appropriate for 2022, the only one for every person in the fucking world, work on your mental health.
Yes.
No diets, no workout routine, no staying off your phone, none of all this bullshit that everyone's like, oh my god, I gotta do all these like milestone things and like accomplish all. No, fuck all of that. Go to fucking therapy.
Audience right there.
No, bro. No, because I'm serious though. If you want to have a resolution of something like, oh, I'm gonna work out every day, by all means, dude, I support you. You're valid in your thoughts. Great. But in all this process of like working on your body, how much mental health work are you doing? And I think that the pandemic has highlighted that we're all mentally ill and we all need to work on that.
I mean, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good.
I get it. I get it.
I don't hear voices.
But even we were having that conversation earlier about the like iffies with the barriers to mental health support, right?
Of course.
What if, like, not everyone can go do their shit.
That's the thing. I
So-
think mental health should be free.
Right. So
Not
in
health, but like the therapy.
right, and let me say I agree.
Yeah.
Bailey is correct. Not everybody has the access to, like I guess institutionalized help as far as your mental health goes.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is just work on your mental health,
Yes.
however you need to,
Yes.
and that's something so simple as like so for me in the new year, I've decided that I'm going to be taking time off of work.
Good.
When I want to take time off work. I'm not going to be like saving the time off for this or like avoid like going into work all the time and for what, bro?
Yeah.
For
yeah,
who?
I
For me?
agree.
No, fuck that. If I want to take a day off, I'm going to take a day off.
Yeah.
And I'm going to lie about it. I'm not going to fucking tell anybody what I'm doing.
I mean,
I may
besides
just
our-
go to Bailey's
our
to the
viewers
studio
there.
on a fucking Thursday afternoon and be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Right here. You
I'll
can.
take that.
yeah.
That's why I feel like a lot of that is happening with people nowadays. Like, I think that's what the boomers are misinterpreting this job exodus as. It's just because we've all been so deep into this shit and our mental health shit and figuring out what the hell we want to do coming out of the pandemic that I think a lot of people are just like fucking off in that way.
Yeah, like my dad, when this pandemic hit, he literally just said, I don't care enough. I'm gonna take time off now. I didn't earn that, except he's not.
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
No, but it's even so much. It's so simple as like my friends will be like, oh, let's do this thing on a Thursday, and I'll be like, oh, I can't, man, I can't. I have work. Now I'm like, I'm just gonna book the time off.
There you go.
Whatever. I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm not gonna be here on Thursday. I have a thing.
Let's call it drinking
like-
with my friends on a Thursday.
Honestly,
go.
bro, like I don't care. Like
I mean, you shouldn't. Yeah.
like all jokes aside though, like this is what I mean for 2022. Like this is the one thing we all really need to work on.
Yeah.
And also like do those projects you never thought you were going to do. Like focus on other things other than like
I guess that's
like because everyone's goal every year is I'm going to lose 20 pounds or I'm going to work out every
only
day
lasts
or
like a
I'm
week
going
or
to
two.
journal, right? Or I'm going to write a book. Fuck that, bro. If
I-
that's not valid to you, then do something else.
I
So
agree.
the advice that Wine Mom is giving us is fuck a New Year's resolution.
Yes.
Right? Fuck a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
And take care. Take care of your mental. I'm looking. I can't. Tell.
That's why I'm dying. You're looking at the camera.
Take care of your mental health.
Yes.
And use your brain more. Actually, don't use your turn. Well, the whole
Well-
thing. Use your brain less.
It does. What my simplify to take it all in a circle is like on the same way of not just like trying to tackle like the biggest projects, like just have
Yeah.
fun.
Have
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Like do
Bailey,
things
have
that
fun.
are fun to you.
Yeah. Have fun, Bailey.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
trying. I'm getting better at it.
He needs to start. This guy over
This
here.
is fun.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Are you sure?
This is about as fun as it gets for
Yeah.
me.
It was downhill. For you, yeah.
I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying to implement more fun things.
Yes.
But you know.
I mean.
No, but
tear down all
I
my
think it's
ideas,
just
but-
that. Well, I think so many people put off so many things in their lives because they're like, "Oh, I have to wait until a certain start date,"
Yeah.
and that's why I think birthdays should be your new year because I feel like people will always have good ideas about what they want to do with their new year of life around their birthday.
Yeah.
So it's like that should be your New Year's where you set a big resolution for yourself because you're turning another age,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's when you're like, okay, now that I'm turning this age, I want to accomplish these things.
Yeah.
Usually what I do for myself is like before my birthday is coming, like my birthday's already passed. It's been 6 months. I have 6 more months until it's my next birthday. I'll sometimes say 6 months into the year, be like, like, you know what, I want to have this accomplished by the time this birthday milestone comes up.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, why can't you start a goal at any fucking time?
Yeah.
Why does it
Yeah.
have to be, it's New Year's? And that's why I think celebrating it on your birthday, it's a random time for you, but it's everybody else is working on whatever time they're working on.
Yeah.
It seems random, but it makes sense in your life process, right?
I think why people pick New Year's because they treat New Year like the next year
Because
as
everybody's
a
doing
clean
it
slate.
all at the
Or
same
that-
time.
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
And you get a new calendar. That's
New
why. Buy a new
calendar.
calendar.
New
So
slate. New
throw out your
everything, yeah.
calendar and buy a new one on your birthday.
I'm always so torn on how sassy to get about New Year's because there's a lot of people.
Get
That-
full sassy.
But there's a lot of people who already suck at setting goals. And it's not even playing some devil's advocate. It's just my lack of faith in humanity. A lot of people just don't have the foresight to be able to plan goals. So, like, I think for some of the dum-dums, or for example, the same people that, like, use Christmas magic and don't think about the rest of the holiday.
Yeah.
It's a good excuse for them to reset the cycle per se, because otherwise then we end up in an infinite capitalist loop, and
Yeah.
Lord knows what
Are we
happens
still
if no
there?
one's saying once a year, think about your humanity, Raza. Once a year, give us one thing you're not gonna do, but at least tell us.
Tell
you're
us,
gonna do
yeah.
it.
Tell us you're gonna lose. Go to a gym, but don't actually do it.
Right.
Yeah, because that would actually mean you have to commit to it.
Well, because I think that like setting a goal on New Year's, because I've watched lots of people set hard goals on New Year's and go 6 months and give up.
I've
And-
heard
and-
less time.
Exactly. But they also, all those same people hold all this guilt. And they bring it up to me over and over again. And I'm like, dude, you can start a goal at any fucking time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally
Yeah,
at any
honestly.
time.
I've actually never had a New Year's resolution.
That's what
I've never had.
Me
had one.
neither.
I've got one.
What is it?
I want to square up with the tax man.
I mean, do it. That's a good goal.
That's an attainable one
Yeah.
within a year. That's not practical?
I mean, yeah, but it's such a you thing to do.
Right?
Let's be normal, but no, let's fucking do this shit.
Square up with the tax
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Something like that. No, but yeah, I never had, because like I take like what Lima say, do goals whenever, because it makes, because what I have found out, and I've read this, when you tell people you're gonna do something, you usually end up not doing it.
No.
But when you hide from when you shy away from it, and not shy away, when you keep it to yourself and work in silence, as they say on Twitter, then you have a higher chance of like building.
Yes.
I got like building, like rebuilding the PC and stuff. I didn't tell anybody about that. I just did it. And
Yeah.
So that was like that's how I look at it. But like people, because then you build up that expectation. And now this is me talking. If you build up that expectation, you will let other people down. If you only keep to yourself, the only person you're letting down is yourself.
Which is the biggest letdown.
Which
but
is it can be.
yes.
It can be.
But you can forgive yourself.
you can forgive yourself a lot easier because it's just you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only person who knows you better than you, aside from your mother, is you.
Yeah.
I agree, and it's important to get confident in it without needing the support of others. I'm like confused because sometimes you still do it.
I'm Mr. Constant Validation.
Because especially for something like a career path like ours, you do need validation, and that's where I'm torn. Like, for example, I'm not even saying this in like a super self-conscious way, but I've 110% oversaturated all of the people I know with like, oh, I'm doing this thing, and oh, I'm doing this thing.
It doesn't matter.
I'm doing this thing.
Well, I
But,
think
like-
that's your personality, though. You're always
That's
doing
who you
things.
are.
Yes,
I
I
don't
guess.
think it's really.
It's
a
always a
goal.
hustle for you for something.
Yeah. But anyway, so you're
to
telling
not-
everybody.
But to not even make myself special, there's got to be other people that are always like changing careers
Always.
or changing to new things.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
like how
So-
serious they are. That's the thing, right?
But how do you, as a friend,
Because I love you.
know if this person that's separated from you is gonna? How do you make sure you stay engaged in a friend who has that kind of?
Bailey,
You
it
pay
depends on
attention.
the right.
You just pay attention.
When you tell me you're gonna do a thing, you're doing it. I already know you're doing it.
Okay.
I'm not like, oh, he might do this. He's gonna fuck around. Oh, Bailey, he doesn't get anything accomplished. You at least get whatever you set your mind on. You at least get to 75% of that thing
Yeah,
before you move
basically,
on.
yeah.
So it's not even if you. It's not like you attempted it. No, like you have 75% success and whatever you're like. I'm gonna do this fucking thing, and you tell people you're gonna do it, and you get 75% of the way. So even if it's not 100% successful, and you change your mind and you do something else. you do it. That's the difference, right? Because there's tons of people, like, I think of a couple of people in my life who's like, oh, I'm gonna do all these things, and they don't even fucking attempt it.
Yeah, like my dad is a good example of that. Like, he always says stuff he's gonna do. Like, he, for the last 6 years, buying a boat. We don't have
No boat.
No boat.
No.
But like, I know every time he says it, it's like, I know you're not gonna get it, but like, and now the next thing, I'm gonna fully retire now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fully retire. He's never gonna do it. So like, I always tell him, just don't say anything. Just do it. Yeah. Do it. Who cares, right? So, so like the thing, but like, you have to take a leap of faith. Like, that's ultimately what you have to do. Don't like say like, yes, what we were just talking about, setting goals is fine, but like, you first have to trigger it, and by triggering it, you have to like take a blind step.
Yeah.
Into the unknown, and then like this whole thing, like I don't know how we're doing it, but I'm just doing it blindly, and I have faith in us and stuff. And when you have something to keep you together, doing the whole unknown thing, you can still feel somewhat grounded.
Praise
You're right.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh,
Allah, man. Come on. Wrong.
No, but
I feel.
it's,
Not like
it's true.
religious hope, but like hope.
Yeah.
Which both of you are, I from what I'm gathering, are adamantly against.
Wait, what? Sharing goals or having resolutions?
Having any sort of like hope or any optimistic view on the world.
Okay, I may be the most melancholy person, the most like sad, dark soul, but I still have hope. That's why I'm not offed yet, so.
Yes. We're getting there though.
Trying.
I saw the light of Jesus and I was like, okay, safe. No, but like
Hi, Cody,
it's just like I think the world needs a little optimism in this world of negativity.
So that's the name of the game from that's what we're Jesus
Christ.
Wow.
That's the theme of 2021.
Is to look at
That
it
the
with
world needs a bit more positivity.
like look at it with the glass half full.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
At least that. Don't be like full. Don't blow sunshine up your ass.
It's so funny you say that because I'm feeling like when I was a kid, my grandmother would always say these like little like half glass half full, all this like random crap she would say to me as a kid, right? And I was like, okay, whatever, grandma, like your old lady crap, right? And now I'm like an adult, and I'm like, you know what? Like glass half full is like really not that bad of a fucking idea.
It's a realistic view.
But like really, it's like becoming an adult is like becoming cheesy. Like you know, like when you would see those like cheesy like. I guess we would categorize them as old people memes, but those like little motivational posts or whatever you would see, like for the longest time I was like, ew, dumb. Now I'm like, low key.
This hits me. Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, this hits me. Yeah, I noticed that.
I'm like writing them on sticky notes and like putting it on my wall. Like
I have a literal
I've seen them in your
I'm
story.
vibing.
I've seen them in your IG story.
I have I have a card in my wallet that I wish I could get it, but I have a card in my wallet that says be who you wanted to be when you were young.
Yeah.
I carry that around with me for some reason.
No, because it's valid though.
Yeah.
It's super valid.
Yeah.
It's super valid.
I found it in my dad's old wallet. I was like, I'm gonna take this.
Yeah.
I used to have a writer's license that a high school teacher gave me in my wallet to make me feel better about myself. Because it was like when
What's
I
a
found
writer's
writing.
license?
Like they gave me they printed out and laminated like a driver's license, but it was to be a writer. It was like a little card that I could carry around.
That's cute.
I'm a licensed writer.
I could write novels now.
My teacher actually validates me.
And then you take it to like your high school, like the hell is this?
Yeah.
Use some different.
I scanned it and put it on my job application. That's what I
No,
did
but
next.
in all reality, though, I feel like that's an important and healthy thing to do is to carry whatever little symbol around with you. Like even for me,
The killings, yeah, he's right about that. Yeah.
I know. I keep because my mom used to always say to me as a kid, if you don't keep your fortunes from your fortune cookies, they don't come true. And I keep all of them because of that. I mean, all the valid ones, right? I keep them. I keep them all. I have them all over my apartment. I have them in all of my purses, like in between cards in my wallet. Like I keep them because for me, not only is it a sentimental thing from my mom, right? It's memories from my childhood, but also like the point is valid. If you don't carry those things around with you, how do you keep them with you?
Yeah.
Right?
How many fortune cookies do you
Lots.
eat? It's a lot of fucking little
Well,
paper sheets.
I probably
You can get
have
them in like
yeah.
individual.
It's just every time we get like Chinese food as a family, you know, it's usually I'll even keep like sometimes I'll keep ones that's like my mom's or whatever and keep them.
That's cute. I like
Yeah.
that.
I like the ones on the Arizona ones.
Yeah, I keep all that shit.
Oh yeah.
The Arizona ones?
Snapple or some
Snapples, yeah, and
Yeah.
they have like, I kept a couple of those, and those were like you just need like self motivators, and stuff like
Well, it's just things to like, for me, like those little quotes and stuff helps me like suck out of my own brain for a minute. Because like I have one that I keep on my desk that says happiness is good health and a bad memory. So whenever I'm having a bad time, I just think like I will forget this.
yeah,
Like this bad time, I'm gonna forget it, and I need to let it go
Right.
and forget it.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna stop your happiness.
I have a hard time. I have a hard time.
Impossible. It's so hard.
Because like
that's how I get through bad trips.
what? Yeah, honestly, though, like all the bad memories seem to replay in my head over. Like if I took if I recorded every thought that came in my brain and I played it to you guys, you'd be all negative and cringe stuff.
Same.
Because my it's a human thing. We don't want to remember the good things. We want to remember all the bad stuff.
Because we want to change it. That's why.
Yeah, we're
it's
always-
this like need to like fix whatever has happened.
Yeah, because we're all like, how's it go again? We're all broken.
Yeah.
Is that the Evanescence song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah.
But so, give us your one word of if we're all broken, how are we gonna fix it leaving 2021? This is our
Basically,
thoughts.
what I'm just gonna echo what Mom says: just
Self-care.
self-care, self-reflect, work on yourself and treat yourself.
No, I mean like as cheesy as it fucking is.
It
like,
is.
literally as like commercialized and cheesy bullshit, like Instagram meme cheesy bullshit. Self fucking care. Like even when I was in therapy, self-care. Like literally every time self-care.
Can't pour from an empty cup.
No.
Yeah, Bailey can't pour from an empty cup.
It's
Mr.
look
Negativity.
him right in his soul, Raza.
Yeah.
And tell him that.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
I'm gonna give you that positive. Oh, it didn't put tweet of the week on there. There it is.
Oh, we got tweet of the week, pals.
Yeah, I gotta do the tweet of the week after. I gotta do the tweet of the week after
I
because right
saved it
now
specifically
we're
for
moving
you.
on to Am I the Asshole? We're talking about the Reddit section. So we're talking about Reddit stuff. Raza's got us another horrible story, which is probably gonna make Wine Mom cry.
It made
Let's
me
see.
cry.
Okay, so
Kind of.
I, 35 female, live in a place with a lot of stray cats, and the occasional unwanted cat gets dumped. I usually let them be, but more than a year ago now, there's one that I took in because she was a very little kitten, being very loud and obviously not feral. I did everything I could to find her owner, contacted shelters, put it on social media, but no one claimed her, so I kept her for myself. However, a few days ago, I was contacted by a woman claiming to have been her owner. She said that she had been in rough financial shape and going through a toxic relationship, and now her ex-boyfriend dumped the cat. She said she had seen my posts but hadn't been able to take her back because she couldn't afford it at the time, but now she could and was wondering if she could get her cat back. I told her I was obviously very sorry for everything that she went through, but she had the opportunity to claim her cat, and that was more than a year ago. She broke down crying on the phone when I said this, and said the kitten was the last reminder of her cat that passed away from cancer, and that I was awful for not giving it back. She texted me a few times since then, and I feel pretty bad about it, and I'm thinking I should just give her the darn cat. But on the other hand, I've had the cat for most of her life now, and she had the opportunity to claim this kitten. Now, am I the asshole for not giving back the kitty?
Can I give us like a little sneak peek into what the community said? This woman is not the asshole.
She is not the asshole,
Yeah,
no.
okay, so that's...
There is no fucking way the cat would be going back to her, because if you've had a year,
Yeah.
you knew for a year your cat was being cared for, paid for, probably medical bills, food, shelter,
That's what the thing
love,
was, yeah.
and you think you're getting the cat back?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a thing. I am very aggressive about animal and animal care.
Right.
It's one thing, like it's a topic you will never sway me on. I believe if you have a pet, that is your lifelong responsibility until that pet no longer exists. I don't believe in rehoming cats or dogs. I feel like if you get a difficult dog, guess what? Figure it out. Oh, your dog likes to walk at 6 a.m.? Get the fuck up at 6 a.m. and walk the dog. Legit, like I'm not joking.
I'm a cat.
No, but seriously, because I feel like it's a constant thing, especially with this fucking pandemic. Is like all these people bought these dogs, and then
And
a
now
year
they don't
later
want
they're
to.
like, "Oh, I gotta sell this dog."
Yeah.
And for me, it's like you can't. Animals are not just a thing. They have emotions, feelings, and guess what? Trauma.
Yeah.
And the second you take a pet that's been living with you for a year and you dump it on somebody else, or even if she chose to give the cat, do you know how much trauma that would cause that cat?
Yeah.
Being a baby and then going to this stranger who basically dumped her.
Yeah.
I flipped out. My old roommate, the bitch that she was, did this. She did this. Like she lost her cat. She moved away. Like she moved out of a house, gave the cat to a ex or some dude that she was living with, and he gave the cat away.
Oh, shit.
And then she had to go on a wild goose hunt and find someone online who had the cat.
Oh,
and
shit.
then
No.
try to beg for the cat back, and this person gave the cat back. But it's like, yo, why are you even bothering at this point?
Yeah.
This poor thing
This-
is traumatized, and now you're just bringing it
You're
back
just gonna
home
pull
for
it
to
out.
be that much more
Yeah.
Right.
fucking confused.
If it was a shorter period, like a month or two,
Then I would
this-
be like, okay.
yeah, but it would be my nightmare if it was a month or two, because I'm already, Bailey knows, I'm attached to my cat. Like, are you about to cry?
No, no.
No,
No, I just had a sniffly nose.
like I'm attached to my cat, so if that happened, I would be losing it. So like, if someone takes my cat after like a month or less, I would like give it back. You know? But from what I understand is that the people, like this woman, should, if she wants to have the cat back, she should pay the author of this post the money back for like the food and medical bills and
Of course, I mean, like, if this person's deciding they want to give this lady back her cat, yes. However, I feel like at that point, she's not responsible enough to have a cat.
no.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be giving it to her.
Yeah.
No, you don't deserve that. You didn't earn that. You weren't responsible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, and animals like pick up on, like, cause like my sister's cat is traumatized because she was picked up on the side of a street
Yeah.
by the Humane Society, and like this cat does not
Well, and it's like,
socialize well.
well, and so, you know, like, because I'm so harsh about things when it comes to pets, like, don't be offended, Raza. But I feel like when people let their cats outside, for me, that's like,
Yeah,
those are fighting. Like, when people are like, oh, my cat's an outdoor cat, I'm just like, your cat is a domestic animal.
Yeah.
It was not born by a fox, okay? It's not
Yeah.
meant to live that life. And, I mean, it's if you're monitoring it, like, whatever, I get it.
Oh, I have this brat goes in the front now, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, who's teaching?
Well,
you
this is the thing, right? Because they're curious, and I know cats they're newly domesticated
Yeah,
animals. Like,
yeah.
only the last whatever many years, so they're not fully domesticated yet. So I understand why people think, oh, they go outside. But it's like when I was a little girl, we had a cat that was an outdoor cat. And I guess somebody just like let her out, and she was underneath our back deck. Screaming. She wouldn't come out for my mom. She wouldn't come out for my sister. She wouldn't come out for my grandmother. She'd only come out for me. And I carried this cat. Bailey met her. I carried this cat around like a literal baby.
Nice.
Like, she would like wrap her legs around me, and I would hold her like a baby.
Okay.
She had like half her ear missing. She had been attacked by a fox. And so for me, the trauma of what that cat went through,
Yeah.
like when I say she bonded with me, like
Yeah.
she, like literally that was my cat.
Yeah.
She was basically my child. Like
Yeah.
and for me, it was like that level of trauma for that animal, it's too much.
100%.
And I think like that's how people treat their aunt.
Yeah.
You know, people don't think they don't. A lot of people think of it as a possession and not like a responsibility. Like it's a little
Right.
kiddo.
It's not
Yeah.
a toy.
Like growing up, like I mean not growing up, like this cat that I got, like it's like I treat her very different than my other cat because now I know all the
Yep.
because growing up, my parents would do everything. Now it's my sister and I are taking care of our respective cats.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, like uh, I think people, generally don't understand that these beings are basically the same. The only thing that separates us and them is our intelligence,
Well, this is it, right?
and that's it. So,
Well, I always say to people, like, I'm her mom.
yeah.
I'm her mom. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
So
I'm cat dad,
not
too.
the asshole.
Yeah.
Not the asshole.
no, she's not the asshole.
Oh,
She has every
unanimously
right.
not
Yeah,
the
not the
asshole.
asshole.
No,
but this
there's no
is
way.
also my nightmare.
That other woman, she can catch these hands.
Nah, I
that.
like that. Okay, so you ready? This is Raza. Raza, as our Twitter master, brings us the tweet of the week.
This is
Right.
the week, yeah, this week.
Are you ready?
Am I reading it or are you?
Only if you can do it in your goofiest voice.
No, because I will.
Then what does this say, Raza? What does this say?
Me and my friends would have killed E.T. with hammers. I can tell you that much. By the way, I cropped out the part that it was deleted. It was a deleted tweet.
Of
Why
course
would
it
you-
was.
Why would...
Why would you tweet
Funny.
that?
It was fun.
It's
how is that
funny,
Look at
but
the-
why would
look
you
at the
tweet
bait.
that?
Look at the engagement, Bailey. You can tell me people didn't like that.
I mean, it's
45K.
It's very
it's giving
edgelordy.
serial killer is what it's giving.
I support... I'm not
You guys
saying
clearly do not understand Twitter humor.
I know, I'm not
I
saying...
understand Twitter humor pretty much just as much as you do, Raza.
And I'm not saying it violates no lines.
Mhm.
But, like, would you really... You are not the type of man to smash an animal with... You were just talking
E.T.'s not an
about-
animal, though.
You're just talking about
But
compassion.
technically,
You're
in
gonna
our in the
roll up
human's
on a
eyes,
weird thing in the forest and just smash it to bits with a hammer.
So that's a good example of for self-defense. Like, why is it?
Okay.
Why is it there?
We've gone
E.T.
to
is
a
like
Get
a
away from me.
defenseless baby when they
How you would not know that? You would not know that
would
if you.
not know
You would.
I've seen the first interaction with E.T.
Dude.
It's documented on film.
Are you doing what I do?
What?
What transform?
Just continue.
Farmers.
No.
Are you doing what I do with Transformers? Oh my gosh.
You're absolutely. It is because that's a child, right? A child does not know any better.
I feel like the Goonies would beat the fuck out of E.T.
E.T., yeah.
There you go. All right, cool.
You're not the Goonies. You wish you were the Goonies.
I've only seen the movie once, so I can't really
What?
relate to the movie. Yeah,
End of podcast.
it was a good movie though.
It's like one of my like repeat movies. I've watched it so many
I saw
times.
it like in like a Halloween thing. It was
Halloween. It's not Halloween.
I know it was on for school. We had school.
Can't believe this man's talking about beating E.T. with hammers. But
I would beat
all right,
E.T.
what a good
You would
way.
throw hands at ET?
I would not throw hands at E.T.
I would throw. He would catch them so fast.
Bruh.
He would catch
Because
them.
E.T. You gotta at least give him the opportunity.
I told people I'm going wild in 2022.
This is why the aliens aren't coming down here.
Oh, they're
They're
gonna
like,
come
this
down.
guy's gonna throw hands.
No, it's not gonna be like it's gonna be like
Fuck it.
Alien versus Predator, and I'm just getting you guys prepared for
No,
stuff.
man.
Raza, they're already so advanced we don't stand a chance anyway.
Therefore,
Yeah, so-
Therefore, let me throw hands. Let me
No.
throw-
You just
Hey,
give up,
Alright,
bro.
whatever.
You should try.
Okay, that's it for this week, kids.
Oh,
Thank you for tuning in. Let's hope aliens don't invade in the next
They're
year.
not.
'Cause the world's gonna end over.
They need brains, right?
Shout out. Thank you.
We don't have
thank
any
you.
brains.
Yeah.
That's zombies. Never mind.
So we're doing I got ADD because we got a Twitch notification, which is why you should tune into our live stream on Mondays.
Yes.
Right? And then
But
you
today's
tune
not
in
Monday,
on
though.
Fridays.
But today's not Monday.
I know, because it's a special
Raza, why are
episode,
you-
and it's going to be
He
recorded on
ruined the
audio.
ET thing for me. Let me ruin this thing for him.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming out. We're just saying, if you like this audio version, you can follow
This-
us live.
I love how
And
the
if you're live, you can talk with us after, which is where we're about to be. So if you are, we're gonna see you in a second. I am about to put the outro on so that Raza will shut up. Thank you, everybody.
Oh.
This is
Thank you again for watching us badly talk about these topics.
You can follow us on Twitch, Marching Into Madness, all one word, no space. On the gram, marching_into_madness. And on Patreon at patreon.com/marchingintomadness. And again, on Le Discord at Marching Into Madness.
Join us, and Bailey will pay you 10 whole Canadian dollars.
You can follow Whitey over at gnarly_media on the Insta. You must definitely follow the life of our whole podcast, Wine Mom, at X Wine Mom X, because the year's 2002, and we still have the X in our names. And me, your favorite brown boy, at _r Malik _.
Thank you for the third time. We love you. Drink some milk and be healthy.
Remember, kids, say no to school and yes to
It's like such bad advice. It's like, here we put this well-formulated podcast together with good insight on facts and truth and political points and social issues. Don't go to school, dude.
Oh, God.
Bailey
Motherfucker shouldn't be in their school after saying that.
It's like Bailey listens to me say the sentence and he goes, maybe I should say my sentence now.